Welcome back to Live Free and Tool On. My name is Brent, and today we are checking out the Ryobi 40 volt HP Whisper Series Air 20-inch air cannon. Now, I would bet, or I challenge you to repeat that back or to say it better than I did, because with these really new high-performance tools, they also have a really big name. Now, a couple different things that you're going to notice about this video that I have done is, well, I'm not using a microphone because I want you to hear the ambient noise. Now, I'm in my garage, has a lot of hard surfaces. There is a lot of echoing, a lot of reverb that goes into the camera. That's why I really like a lapel microphone, but today we're not going to do that. Now, with all of that being said, in order to power one of these, you need one of these. Now, this is a 40 volt battery. This is a 6 amp hour battery, and well, that's what these typically come with, but it's not only what powers it. If you look right here, this is going to be hard to see. Right down here, it's going to be hard. Can I zoom in? I don't know, but it does run off of a 2-prong 120 volt supply as well. So you can have unlimited runtime, all that great stuff. A couple different things that you need to know about this is that it can throw up to 6,300 CFM, which is all fine and dandy. It has 3 different settings. So if we take a look right here, you have 3, 2, and 1. And depending on how you actually want to run it, well, that's what's going to work for you, right? So it's not going to be as directional as what you would see on a smaller fan. It's going to be more broad. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you all the things that you actually want to know. I've been doing tool testing for a few years now, and there's a few key factors that people want to know. How long is it going to run on a typical battery? Well, a typical battery is 6 amp hours now, so I'm going to show you how long that runs. Now, here's the key factor. Is it going to run, how long does it run on number 1? And then how long does it run on number 3? Well, with a 6 amp hour battery, I'm going to throw out a number 3, and you're going to see how long it actually runs. You're not going to get that from typically anyone else. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the run times. Now, as you can see with those run times, that was on level 3. And with that type of runtime, you would think advertised it's going to run that huge, what is it, 35 hour or something like that number that's out there. But in reality, when you have a 6 amp hour battery and you run it on 3, you're going to be pulling some power. So it's not going to run as long, but I was very surprised at 6,300 CFM that this did run as long as it did. But are you satisfied with that? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, so pause right here. Go down to the comments, let me know if you think that that's long enough, or you think it should run longer, or just run it on typical AC power. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because once you subscribe to my channel, you get tons of stuff just like this. And if you don't like this, then why are you here? Anyways, I digress. Another cool thing about it is, I'm just going to turn it sideways, is that it does turn. This is as far as it goes up, and that is as far as it goes down. Now, where's it at? It's over here. You can turn this little knob, and that is how tight it will go to stay in whatever direction you want it to be in. And if it was not noticeable enough, this does have wheels. So with a large fan, you do need wheels. And I will say it's not that heavy, but it's pretty awkward. And you have a really nice handle, which can either go down or it can come back up. But how does it actually run, and what is the testing for it? Let's do some quick testing. We'll do some airflow testing, and we'll do dB testing, and you'll know how it actually does. I just got to set my camera up at a different angle. This always starts on number 3, so we're going to go to 1. And let's see what is the maximum dB that we get. I just got to start it over. .964 feet per minute. And what is that? That is 11 miles an hour right there. Not too bad. Okay, so one of the things that I love doing, and I know there's some terrible shadows, is I love setting the fan up. This is around 28 to 30 feet where the camera's at. And I'm going to see how much airflow I get at kind of like that 10-foot interval. So let's see how it goes. You can see where the big fan is all the way back there, but this is as long as my garage is. And I think it's important for you to know how far does the air actually travel. So at 10 feet, 430 feet per minute. It's about 80 feet per minute right here. And then let's see what we get here. And about 28 feet away, I'm getting about 20 feet per minute. So that shows all the way from over there where it's at that 28 foot mark. That's what you should expect. One of the things that I like to talk about when I talk about the Whisper series is that it is actually quiet. They do use a lot of aerodynamics, insulation, and a lot of other things to help with the fan and deadening a lot of the air turbulence and a lot of the noise. And right now this is running, so you can actually hear what it talks about. And just so it's actually working. Can you actually hear that? I used to do this as a kid and I loved it. But my mom hated it, so there you go, I got in trouble. Anyways, that is one of the cool things that I really do truly appreciate about these tools. Being that it's very, very large, it doesn't chop the air as much, it keeps the dB down, and considering that you got up to 64 to 71 dB, all the way from 1 to level 3, I feel that that is very, very good. It's very quiet. Now, talking just like this, and I'm just going to put this over here, and I'm going to tell you what my typical talking voice looks like. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to talk normal. One of the things that I love to do with this is I have a garden, and I needed the airflow in the garden. Now, if you have a greenhouse, there you go. This is 83 dB, so even me talking is a lot louder than this. So what you're looking at is a 28-foot long greenhouse, and it gets super hot. Now outside it's right around 87 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside, I don't know if you can see this. If you can, this is 109 degrees, 109.4.5 degrees, and it's around 75 degrees inside the house. So my wife monitors the temperature because it's really important that you know the temperature within a greenhouse. Now this actually does have ventilation on the side, however, it gets super hot. So what I'm going to do in real time, hopefully I'm going to take the 20-inch brand new 40-volt air cannon from Ryobi, and I'm going to put it in the door and see how fast we can cool it off. So let's see how this actually works. So we've been letting this run for about 5 minutes and it's made a huge difference. Now it's 104 degrees inside, so it's dropped 4 degrees, and outside though, where this is out here in the sun, it's saying it's right around 103. So we've pretty much equalized. I don't think we're going to get any better, but let's just take a look inside. All right, so we're in the greenhouse now, and let me tell you, that fan is absolutely incredible. Those 4 to 5 degrees make a huge difference, but one of the bigger things that I want to talk about is just the air circulation. Now that I'm pumping air in, it goes out the ventilated sides, which is really good, but it makes it bearable to actually be in here. Otherwise, it's super unbearable. For sure. It's insane. Now, isn't that really cool that this was able to drop the temperature, was that 4 or 5 degrees, to where you could actually work in there? And the airflow is pretty good for the plants as well. You don't want it that hot all the time, but in this situation, we do have ventilation, but it wasn't that cool. Now, on the outside, whenever you saw the thermometer, well, it did equalize, and it was like 103 degrees where it was measuring. That means it was well over 100 there too. So I will say this, for my review of this particular tool, I think being that it is a hybrid, you need to have it hybrid if you want to run it for long periods of time. You can cool a vast area very quickly because it moves a ton of CFM. Now the testing wise, testing on the time it lasts. If you get a 12 amp hour battery and you put it on 1, it's going to last forever. It's going to last a couple, well, almost a couple days, right? In that 30-hour range. If you use a 6 amp hour battery and you put it on 3, you're not going to get the same runtime. So it's how you use this. Do you need it to be on 3, or can you use it on 1? That's really up to you. I will say also that putting it on wheels makes a lot of sense. Now let's talk about the price. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Now, I was able to get an online special and I got it for $179, but typically I believe it's around $220. And if you compare that to some of the other fans, well, it's expensive, but you're paying for the technology, you're paying for the Whisper series, you're paying for the batteries, you're paying for the platform. So if you're already invested in a platform, this is going to come in where you want it to be. And that makes a huge, big difference. Other than that, I hope that everyone enjoyed this review. I hope that it answers some of the questions that you may have about this this is actually the largest fan that Ryobi has ever produced, and the most powerful battery-operated fan, period, I believe, on the market. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me. I do get a lot of joy out of making these videos. It's really fun. I have 7 children. That means I can't get out of the house as much, so I come down to the basement and I talk about tools, and that has replaced golfing for me or any of the other activities. And until next time, again, my name is Brent. This has been Live Free and Tooling. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care.
Work.